What's up, Star Wars fans? It's Analyzing Star Wars here, and did you know that the original account of the Siege of Mandalore is actually very different than what we got in the Clone Wars? Well, the more you know. The original account of the Siege of Mandalore actually takes place in the 2016 Ahsoka novel written by E.K. Johnston, and her version, which she collaborated with on with Dave Filoni, and what we received in 2020 Clone Wars is actually very different. So let's check out the differences. Let's first point out the lightsabers, Ahsoka's lightsabers. In the novel, Anakin gives them back because as a warning of Maul being crafty and showing no mercy. And where in the Clone Wars, it's given to her as a gift, plus as a good luck, and with the explanation of the blue blades as well. In addition to that, in the novel, in the Ahsoka novel, Ahsoka actually buries both of her sabers, leaving them behind. Whereas in the Clone Wars, we don't know what happened to her Shoto saber, and she actually just leaves her normal saber on the moon that she crashed on. So there's some differences in the lightsabers. If you're going into the final duel now, in the Ahsoka novel, the final duel occurs in a plaza, and Ahsoka uses the fight to lure him into a ray shield in which he's captured, and their final conversation consists of taunts being thrown back and forth. So Maul says, "You're not even a real Jedi," and Ahsoka snaps back with, "You're only half a Sith." So some fun commentary there, which would have been super fun to see, but it doesn't exactly fit into what we got in the Clone Wars. In the Clone Wars, the final duel occurs on the support beams of the Sundari's biodome, and their final conversation hits a little bit harder with Maul explaining the events of Order 66. That's going to happen without actually telling her it's Order 66. So tells her the plan with Anakin and all that we saw in The Phantom Apprentice. So I think that's a much better than what we got just in that final duel, because I think it just hits more home when you can see Ahsoka's contemplating, and she even agrees to join Maul to kill Palpatine or Sidious at this point. But once the mention of Anakin, you can see, I'm gonna stand up for my brother, you know. Going to the explanation of Lady Tano, and we actually first hear this in The Twilight of the Apprentice in Star Wars Rebels, when Maul and Ahsoka are fighting, and he says, "Running away again, Lady Tano." I don't think that's the first time he says it, but that's what I can remember at the moment. And then that fight continues. But actually in the Ahsoka novel, Maul called her that because that's what the clones called her out of respect. But as we see in the Clone Wars, they actually still called her Commander. So Maul completely made up that Lady Tano and used that as his own discretion, however you want to say that. And then Order 66 is actually a lot different as well. In the book, it's actually implied that Order 66 takes place on Mandalore, and Maul escapes with the confusion of the events taking place around them. So Ahsoka and everyone else is preoccupied with the clones, and Maul is able to escape. Whereas, as we saw in the Clone Wars, in the episode Shattered, it actually takes place on the Venator ship that actually crashed at the end of Victory and Death, and then Ahsoka lets Maul out, and so those are the differences between the Order 66, and also Rex's part in Order 66 is actually very different. In the book, Rex doesn't execute the order at all, so you can it's implied that he had a chip removed prior to Order 66 and going to Mandalore, whereas in the Clone Wars, he actually does execute Order 66 up until the point where Ahsoka removes his chip. So, and then lastly, the departure. The departure is actually very different. And as the departure, I'm actually talking about the final moments in each of the siege. In the Ahsoka novel, Ahsoka and Rex actually part ways separately because they acquired two different ships. So I can't remember exactly where they were, but from wherever they are, they departed separately in their own ships. Whereas it's implied in the Clone Wars where they left together because they only had the one ship. Well, that's all I was able to find on the differences of the Siege of Mandalore. I hope you guys learned something or two about this video. If you like this video, go ahead and drop a like, comment, and a follow or subscribe if you're on YouTube. And thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.